There we go. That's better.
What do you want it though?
Hey guys, letting you know, I'm gonna start this live here.
Oh.
Yeah, stop being loud, people. Ah. Welcome to the Toddcast. Yay.
Nice.
Yay. For those of you who missed him, he will be returning periodically, hopefully starting soon. I don't have a full timeline on that, but
So
soon.
it means I get to be his replacement for a little while longer.
So no, actually, we both think that you were doing, for those of you who don't know, this is Justin. I'm John. Duh. Those of you who don't know, Justin's been filling in for Tim, and we both think, that it would be good to just have either three of us at a time, or it's good to have that extra person in case somebody can't make it. So there'll be at least two of us, and I won't have to do what I did last week, which was the shortest episode ever for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I do apologize for that one. That was my bad on that.
You were sucked into reading, so I can't really be mad about it. So before we got on the air, Justin and I were talking about Sandman a little bit. And basically,
I know
you know,
you all are.
it's crazy that they have an insane amount of popularity, but we still have not seen a season 2. And that's just super weird, right?
but it's I don't
But it's very
understand.
Netflix.
Yeah. I don't understand, I don't know who runs Netflix technically. I kind of don't understand if they're bipolar some way or another. Apologies if this offends somebody who's bipolar, but this seems like this is a very bipolar company. It's this show's great, and they'll rave about it for a season, 2, maybe even 3, but then they're like, yeah, we're done, and then just get rid of it, and you never hear anything from it again, unless even the fan base will they'll clamor for it, and nothing. Was it the Orange is the New Black is the one that comes to my mind, because my wife loved that.
Yeah,
the first too. 3 seasons, she was like, this is the best thing on television. And then all of a sudden it's okay, we're not doing it anymore, or they started getting rid of characters left and right because these actors are moving on to something else, and they don't get a decent replacement, and then they just eventually ruin the show. And I mean, I know it happens in television, but it seems to be happening more and more as we get deeper into the streaming era now. Instead of a TV show lasting 10 seasons, 15 seasons, now it's if you get 5, you are lucky, know. And
you're lucky if you get 3, really, because Netflix, their magic number I think was 3 for most things, most seasons and stuff. Because even if you think about they picked up Black Mirror, they made 3 seasons, and that was it. And that doesn't count the Bandersnatch movie, but they are finally coming back with a new season soon, but it's only going to be 3 episodes, is what I read. And I'm like, really?
Which that's not a season. That's a
that's
a quarter of a season.
The British version, the original version, was, I believe, a season of 5 or 6 episodes.
Okay, so it's not as bad as I'm thinking American wise. It's
right. But it's good. I like that show. I'm glad it's coming back. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan's in the chat. What's up, Dan? So,
or it takes them my gripe is also it takes them forever, and I realize pandemic. Things happened. A lot of things got shelved. I get that point, but things should start like pumping out a little bit. Like,
I also agree on that.
you know,
Like it is not like I don't know why they take so long to do certain things. So, but anyway, you know, we'll see if it happens. Hey, Ron's here too. What's up, Ron?
because what
Um,
we were just reading about the debacle with the Warner Brothers Disney or
Yeah.
Discovery, and it's not looking good if
so
Sandman
so
hopefuls are looking forward to something on HBO. It's
well,
like
so
it might not
there's two
exist.
things. So first with to wrap up the Sandman end, Neil Gaiman said that their contract allows them to take it wherever he wants after it's done with Netflix. But I think it has to be on Netflix for so long. So I don't know how long that's going to be, but he did backdoor it to be able to be going somewhere else. Secondly, so what he's talking about is that DC Fandom, which is their online con that they started during Shutdown a couple years ago, they canceled it. They canceled the next one. Discovery and what is it? AT&T Discovery.
It's
Whatever it
I think
is.
it's just Warner Brothers
Or
Discovery.
Warner Brothers Discovery canceled
Yes.
Fandom. So I don't know if that means they're going to try to do an in-person thing, or if they're going to
I think that's
just
what
not
they're
do it at
hoping
all.
for. I think they want to be more interaction with the humans, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But you can do both now.
Yeah.
You don't have to do everything online, period. But you don't have to do everything in person, period. You can
Right.
have a little bit of both and make everybody happy. But as we know, Warner Brothers shoots himself in the foot over and over and over again. So it's I'm, you're hearing the rumblings about DC dropping titles and stuff like that now too. And
Well, I
it's-
know that Warner Brothers Discovery has actually spoken to DC about their comics. So we will see what ends up going on. Like, no idea.
yeah.
No idea.
I even had the discussion with, like, I had a dinner with my family a little bit just before it came on today. I was like, it's a shame that characters like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman are don't they're we don't know where they're going, and these
Yeah.
characters have existed like since World War II.
But I mean, we had heard rumblings back during the actual shutdown that DC was going to go down to basically like printing under 10 books, and then everything else was going to be digital, and then it would go to trade after that. And that never happened because I think people freaked out. And I think the world changed enough to where they could start getting stuff out again. But that very well may still happen, I think. It's weird. Sorry, I'm yawning. I have no idea why I'm so tired. I really don't. I've had like so much coffee today. It's like not even funny. Yeah, like so that they canceled Fandom. So like we're gonna I'm kind of curious as to what they're gonna do. Like, are they gonna like partner with Reed Pop and do more at like New York? Are they gonna try to do like an actual in-person thing? Like, what are they gonna do? We'll see. God only knows. So
you and I will be in New York, so maybe we'll get firsthand knowledge of what's going on.
That is
very
true. Very true. All right, let's talk some comics, and then we will talk about She-Hulk at the end. So,
Okay.
and then I'll also give a spoiler-free review of Predator Prey as well, since you didn't see it, and I assume you want to, because I know the kind of guy you are. So. All right, so my first book, I Am Thunderbolts, like lightning, or justice like lightning. This book is pretty much what I wanted it to be. So it starts off with like a very Hawkeye vibe thing where he's just kind of shooting targets, and he's talking to Power Man, and he's like, I've been thinking about moving to the West Coast, maybe a West Coast Avengers thing, like we can get everybody back together. And then Power Man brings up Mockingbird, and he's like, yeah, I haven't talked to her in a while. So he's like, hold on, I got another call coming in, and it's Luke Cage. So Luke Cage has become the mayor of New York, and Wilson Fisk was the mayor before him, and Fisk put into play a bunch of villains that he called the Thunderbolts. So basically, if you're a superhero in New York, you can't do anything unless you're the Thunderbolts, because they're the only ones officially allowed to do stuff because you actually work for the city. So it goes in, and you kind of see the new team, and like how the team was built, and it was built very corporately, where it's kind of like when you build that dream team, like it's almost like you were like they were drafting, like they have the powerhouse, the brick, the leader, the mentalist, and the loner. And the team's pretty cool. It's got America Chavez. There's this awesome scene where Taskmaster like is just like unloading two clips into her face, and they're just like hitting her face and like leaving small marks and bouncing off, and he's just like, oh shit. It was awesome. So it's Chavez, the other Power Man, Guts and Glory, which is the weird guy,
Okay.
and then the Purple Man's daughter, what's her name? I always forget. Hold on. It's actually going to be right here, I think. Never mind. I can't find it. But it's really funny because like at that point, like she's making jokes about going to a Yankees game after, and Hawkeye's like, no, I would have figured you for a Mets fan. And then like, so they're going after the old Thunderbolts because they broke out of, like, they're on their way to prison and broke out. They run into US Agent, and Hawkeye kicks US Agent's ass, even though you later find out that he's not supposed to do that, and he was on the same side. But it was very good. Like the whole thing was very well done. Oh, Monica Rambeau ends up joining the team. Sweet Christmas is said at least twice by Luke Cage.
Of
There,
course.
like at the end, there's some very cool, like awkward moments of like why the team is being so different and awkward, and like things that are going wrong with it. So definitely check it out. I really enjoyed that book a lot. So
No, this is like a whole new Thunderbolts team type deal.
Yep.
Okay.
So what's your first book? Because you can actually share your screen. I gave you that ability.
Oh, okay.
If you have it saved to it.
I
If not,
don't
you can use the
have
camera.
it saved or anything along that line. I just I'll say Ant-Man issue 2 came out
Cool.
this week. First cover appearance of the new Ant-Man. Now this seems to be going the route of I think we're going to get where the Quantum Mania starts fitting in here. Because you're getting multiple Ant-Mans in this. You're getting he calls himself the worst Ant-Man ever. Apparently Scott Lang is dead, and Hank Pym is dead, and it's getting into the very odd multiple different versions of Ant-Man makes an appearance in this issue. There's a scroll version of Ant-Man from the Secret Invasion in it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I see where they're going with it. This is definitely going to be probably connected to the movie. You're going to see parts of this current run probably be in the movie coming up next year here. So it's not as campy as the first one. This is a little bit more serious toned. And I liked it. Like the art is really very similar to the first one. I'm liking the art a lot with the primary colors. And
Yeah.
the new Ant-Man suit is interesting design.
Yeah, I really liked it from the first issue. So I think I reviewed the first issue.
Yeah. I think you and I both were like, that was one of the things we were kind of going on there. So I enjoyed it. It's, as an Ant-Man fan, this intrigues me because usually it's either Scott Lang or Hank Pym. You don't hear about others very often. So this is going back because they mentioned like the year 2356 and also all this other stuff. Like, wow, okay. Apparently there was a Scott Lang the second that became an Ant-Man, who's also dead. Like it's they do all these different things. It's like, okay, I see where you're going with this. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next issue, in this next part of the arc here. Actually, I want to see what this whole arc, this first arc leads to. I'm hoping it's not a short series. I don't know how long this series is going to be. But it's a confusing start, but I'm enjoying the ride so far. So
cool. Sounds good. All right. My next book is Forever Forward from Scout Comics. This book was interesting because it's kind of like it starts in just the future. And it goes like, there's a couple guys that are they were all like grad students together, and this guy who's doing his doctorate needs to have a working product done or else he's going to get kicked out of the university, but he's working all the time, and he's kind of like your brainiac dude who doesn't give a shit about anyone else, because he forgets that it's his own birthday. And then his friends all show up and he's like, no, get out. I need to work. And so even the one girl that really likes him was like, I'm moving to London, so this is the only weekend I have left. And he's like, well, I guess I'll see you when I come to London. And I was like, wow. So the book, the first half of the book is a little hard to get through because it's a lot of like you really hate the one dude, like the main scientist guy. But by the middle of the book, like they get caught up in a storm and you find out that his project is actually time travel. So a lightning storm powers the thing up enough to where they kick forward and they are in his lab, but it's in 2055. And there's a thing on the wall that says the only way back is forward. None of their phones work. The city is being overrun by Russians, which is LA, by the way. And they realize that he's the guy who wrote that on there. So their only hypothesis is that they keep having to move forward in time to eventually to the point where there will be a point where they'll be able to use technology to move backward in time. So it's a very interesting concept. And I'm just curious to see where it goes, because the second time they hop, it's 2088. And they're immediately caught into like a hurricane and the building's falling apart. So I kind of dig it. It wasn't like super great, but it was very cool, especially in that second half once it started moving, because it just took a little bit. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. So
Okay. Sounds interesting.
yeah.
Is that like an Alex Ross cover? Because that looks very Alex
Um,
Rossy.
I don't think Alex Ross did the cover, but I will. Let me look. Hold on. Pretty sure it's not, but it does look like him.
Yeah. Okay, it's just
Jacob Phillips.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got that watercolory
Yeah. That's
like-
why I was like,
like
oh, it's an Alex
pencil-y
Ross cover.
look that he does. Yeah. It does look like Alex Ross, but it is not. So
Okay. My second, let's see if I could share this here. I actually like we'll do it. Yeah, it's not letting me shoot. Okay, never mind. I will just do it this way.
is it
The second book I read was
hold on?
XForce.
Is it not letting you share
Well, it's
or something?
yeah, it's not letting me share. Or
Oh,
it's-
hold on. Why won't it let me switch that?
Yeah, that
Oh, here we go.
is that share?
Try now.
Share screen. There.
There you go.
There. Okay. It's multiple image, but there we got X-Force 31. This is like this and Wolverine are the only X books that I'm reading currently because they're the only storylines that are still pretty legit. A little bit of Judgment tie-in. This was weird because they had Craven the Hunter involved in this.
That is weird.
It is. It's very unusual when they start sticking Spidey Nemesis in random people's other heroes' ways, I guess. But it was pretty good. He's going through, I guess he actually hunts a celestial, which I guess
That's
is
pretty fucked up.
impressive. Yeah, it's impressive considering he's still human, right? Like he's not a
Mhm.
mutant, he's not have any powers, so to speak. But yeah, he hunts that. Deadpool, as you can see by the cover, he's involved in this. Him and Deadpool have this big dialogue about getting to Krakoa, because I
Mhm.
guess he's gonna. I guess the next issue is going to be him trying to get into Krakoa. We will see. I think he's going to get his ass kicked, but hey, you never know. It's Craven. I'm sure he will do something. I'm sure. You do see my favorite part of this X-Force run right now is the fact that you have some of your mainstays from like X-Force's previous. You have Wolverine is involved, but you have other characters that were never involved in X-Force before, like Beast.
Mhm.
Omega Red is part of X-Force, which really blows my mind that Omega Red is teaming with Wolverine. It as a longtime Wolverine reader, that these two have always been on opposite ends. Like even the Wolverine X Lives and everything, they were on opposite ends. But they're working together as X-Force. I'm enjoying it. I know a lot of people have been kind of very on the X-Men books lately, but I'm enjoying X-Force right now, and I'm enjoying most of the Wolverine books myself. I'm gonna stick with those. Like, I agree, some of this other stuff is kind of gets in the way, like too many X books that are not making sense. But
Right.
What else is new?
Talk about books that are getting in the way and making sense, not making sense.
Yeah.
Minor threats. So we've had Jordan on the show before. And he wrote this with Patton. And he did the MODOK book too. So while I really, really want to like this book, it's like overly explain it. It's like it explains it too hard. Like there's a whole lot of inner monologue. But basically like a villain's daughter, she was the sidekick, is now like a bartender for the superheroes in this town. And like one of the guys ends up killing a guy. And then it goes into like a deep dive into her past of like who her mom was and why she was a villain and all this other stuff. And then it like finally comes around to that they're gonna go and try to kill the stick man, who's the bad guy that killed this other villain that all the villains are mad about. And it was just like I said, it was like too much. He was just trying to like jam too much into it. It was very, very weird. I was really hoping it would be better, but I thought it was good. It just wasn't great. I'm hoping issue 2 starts moving it along a little more, but I don't even know if at this point if I'm going to pick up issue 2. Like it didn't catch me as much as I hoped. But that's only like half the stuff I picked up this week. So
yeah. Well, since I wasn't here last week, I have picked up a new book. I started reading the Grimm series.
Oh, the Boom one?
Yes. Right. And this is stepping a little bit out of my Marvel DC comfort zone here. I'm enjoying it. I love I have to find issue 1 because of course, but I picked up issue 2, 3, and 4. Because I think 4 was last week. So I'm enjoying the story. I love the fascination. I love the fact that there are various Reapers, but there's only one death entity, and I love that. I love the different kinds of Reapers. I love the weapons that they have. It's kind of cool. It's an interesting way of looking at the afterlife, to say the least, because they make all the Reapers remember their past lives and everything, like how they died and everything, and most of them are very grim and horrible deaths, except one who is the main character, and she can't remember her death. And I think that's like it's slowly revealed in last week's issue a little bit about her death. And it's interesting that she gets her scythe taken away as a punishment because she did something wrong in issue 1. And she somehow can use the Grim Reaper's scythe. And no one's been able to ever do that before. So and you get to meet the Grim Reaper at the end of book 4. So book 5, you ought to get a full first appearance of the actual Grim Reaper, who they're all in Vegas because everything happens in Vegas. So I figure I'll pull that out there since I didn't have a third book to like kind of go with. Yeah. So I figure I'll mention that since I got kind of caught up on that. So
sorry, I was distracted by a important text from Waterfront about closing. So.
Oh no.
Just gonna be over here. Trying not to lose my shit. It'll be fun.
Oh my.
Well, I don't even know who was there today to be mad at who, except the person that texted me, and I'm like, yeah. Anyway, No, that book sounds awesome, dude. Like, I'm
Yeah,
real
it's
excited for it.
Boom has done a lot of really awesome uh outside the box storylines.
Yeah, I like their
Like,
Buffy stuff too. Like,
yeah, they're
I
really
pick up
good
an
with
issue every once in a while. It's pretty good.
they're really good with a lot of odd uh franchises. Like they did like the what Big Trouble in Little China franchise,
Hmm.
and that's surprisingly good.
Right.
Because I've read a couple books here and there. It's not bad. Um, and I think they did the from New York too, if I'm not mistaken. Like they did all the Snake Plissken stuff, which I'm a big fan of Snake Plissken to
Right.
begin with. So the fact that you know you haven't heard from him since like the 90 since two there. So it was kind of cool. And I'm enjoying the Boom like reaching out. And I know a lot of people enjoy their Power Ranger stuff. Not my thing, but I know their Power Ranger books are very well done. So
Right. Yeah, I don't read the Power Ranger stuff, but I hear it's really good. So
yeah. And the covers look good. Like, and I'm not even like an awesome, like obsessed Power Ranger
Right.
person, but their covers was pretty sweet. So
all right. So before we get into She-Hulk, just a random shout out that our friends at K&J Comics are opening this weekend. So they're going to be I think Comicsburg's, I think they're tomorrow all day. Then I think Ron Friends is there most of Saturday, and I think they have somebody else on Sunday. But they're over in the West End, or I'm sorry, Westview. They're the guys that bought Duncan. They moved it down the road to the one plaza by the Giant Eagle. They set up at our show. They're great people. I'm gonna probably stop by on Saturday since I'm off Saturday because I have to work Sunday because we have a Magic pre-release this weekend. So don't forget that too. Yes, Stan, Berserker is from Boom, and it is very good. Also this weekend, don't come to the Geek Flea Market. We postponed it a week. Because because they're repaving the parking lot, and we found out on Tuesday. So we spent all that time promoting it, and we postponed it a week. So don't come this Sunday. Come on 9/11. I will still be cooking out. Yeah, it'll still be a cookout too. So, but we're just moving the whole thing to then because this Sunday you're not even going to be able to park in front of the store.
So many inappropriate thoughts up here, John, when you said that.
Yeah.
So many.
Well, I mean, it's something to do on Remembrance. Is it Remembrance Day? Isn't that what they were called? Is what we call it.
It's called.
So
we'll stack burgers like the Twin Towers and just cook them.
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry if I offend anybody by that really bad joke.
Yeah. That was bad.
But bad in a good way because it wasn't even defensive. It was just like, maybe.
Right. All right. So now we're going to talk about She-Hulk. So if you guys haven't seen it or don't want to listen to it, now's your time because spoilers will happen. Because we have 3 episodes to talk about because we haven't actually had an episode in that amount of time. So so far I really like this show a lot. I think the episodes are too short. I wish they were an hour. But they fit a lot of stuff in there. They make it very quick and funny. It's very sitcom-y. It's interesting. I especially like the really just dumb shit they throw in there. Like this week's episode where she's like twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Like And that's the same kind of dumb shit you would have found in the like the Dan Slott era of
Yeah.
the She-Hulk book. And I thought it was funny that like how Wong had to explain how Abomination was like he was like, no, I made him do it. And in the last episode, like seeing Emil Blonsky and being like, no, I have this like harem of ladies, and then we get to see them in this episode.
Yeah.
And he's all like, it was really funny though, because if you follow them on Twitter, they're hilarious. Last week they were like, if we get 40,000 likes on this tweet, we're gonna load all the comments with haikus from Abomination, and they were hilarious. In fact, I'm gonna let you give your review of the show, and I'm gonna find it so we can talk about some of these
Okay.
dumbass haikus because it's hilarious.
Like you said, there's a lot of Don Slott like in there.
Dan Slott.
Dan Slott,
Dan Slott,
sorry,
yeah.
Dan Slott. But I see a lot of sensational She-Hulk in this as well. Like a lot of the breaking of the fourth wall, which people complained about. Look, guys, technically She-Hulk did it before Deadpool. And I'm going to say that over and over again.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years before.
Yeah. Before like Deadpool even appeared, was in existence.
Yeah.
She-Hulk was there. So, and I enjoyed the little things here and there. I know a lot of guys are, well, this is all about women power and blah blah blah. Yes, She-Hulk is that, because She-Hulk, it's she's always been like a representation of powerful women, but I like the fact that it's not making fun of her, but it's the fact that she's kind of ripping on herself a little bit.
Yeah.
And she is going through real life stuff. She loses her job. She's, she has all these issues going on, and she has to handle it without losing her temper and killing someone or destroying someone, and she's doing it better than Bruce did as regular Hulk. So and I get it. Nobody likes Professor Hulk. I personally I like Professor Hulk, not so much MCU Professor Hulk, more
you like more
Professor
Joe
Hulk.
You like more Joe Fixit, like Gray Hulk.
I'm a Joe Fixit fan, yes, but I remember reading a lot of the Professor Hulk stuff in the 90s.
Oh, right.
And
right.
Smart Hulk, cool. I get it. He's intelligent and he's able to control his emotions. And the fight between him and her in that first episode, Chef's Kiss, I enjoyed that. That was great. Because if you didn't have a Hulk fight in there somewhere, I think people would have been more angry.
Yep.
And not every episode has been like beating the crap out of people.
Right.
It wasn't.
Well, the second episode didn't have anything really like that.
Yeah, and this episode literally had like a smidgen of fight that lasted like 2 minutes, if that.
Oh yeah, because she somebody tries to mug her in the.
I think that's the Wrecking Crew.
Is that supposed to be the Wrecking Crew?
That's supposed to be the Wrecking Crew.
Oh my god, it's so bad because because they stole Asgardian construction workers stuff. Yeah, that's true. That was the Wrecking Crew. They were pretty bad, but they were also pretty bad in the books too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, you ready for these? This is some terrible shit.
Can you please give a shout out to Perfect Strangers? Larry of Perfect Strangers is her dad.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
The only thing better would have been
he was just
Balky coming in.
I mean, I was gonna say he was just at Steel City Con.
Yeah.
So all right.
Of course, he probably didn't have anything. He couldn't say anything.
Right. Oh no. That was the weekend that it appeared, I think.
Was it?
Okay. He showed up. Okay. All right, here we go. So here are some of the so this tweet came out on the 29th at 6:23 p.m. 4,000 likes, and we'll leak some of the haikus Emil Blonsky wrote in jail. Which, by the way, if you use hashtag Emil Blonsky, you get a Emil Blonsky avatar. Cool. My tiny ears hear the storm and strings of time. pain caused and carried. To the world, I am an abomination, but to me, I'm a meal. Abomination or rehabilitation? Who are we to judge? There's a couple more. It's lonely in here, though I don't see it that way. I have my soulmates. Glass walls surround me. Prisoner is what I am, yet inside I'm free. If inside you feel a rage uncontrollable, just breathe. Namaste. Oh man. But yeah, it's like this show is just so good. Like I love every minute of it. Like it's just
Can I say this is probably the best Marvel show of the year at this point? For what it is. I'm not saying like
right.
technically
For what it is
looking and everything along that line.
So far, it's definitely got the possibility to do that. So
yeah. How many more episodes we got here? 3 just finished. I'm saying with 6. Is it 6?
I thought it was 6, but let me double check.
Because it's either 6 or 8, something like that. Because it's always like an odd number.
It's 9.
Wow.
So
okay.
we have 6 more episodes.
Okay.
Well, that's good though, because they're all half hour apiece. So
yeah.
You know, so we're actually gonna get 4.5 hours worth. So
yeah,
that's not terrible.
So, and I have to say, it's for the negative reviewers who reviewed this. I don't know what your problem is or why you think this was negative.
Why'd they have to make a girl Hulk?
Oh, which
You're an idiot.
Again,
shut up.
Spoilers.
Shut up.
This latest episode made those comments.
I know.
You know, it should.
Yeah.
I thought that was very appropriate. And I'm like, right there. I was like, you know, look, guys, I'm gonna say it. Everything can't be Cap and Iron Man and Thor. That you got to expand, and it's Marvel's expand. There are literally thousands of heroes you probably would never get to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're lucky. Like certain groups did get accepted. Like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy was the to E-list group.
Well, if they would have used the original Guardians, bro. But like the original ones, like Van Astro, like those guys.
Yeah,
like,
we're still waiting to see
Vance Astro,
like a legit Fantastic Four. We're still waiting to see what they're going to do with X-Men, and that's regular X-Men.
The Fantastic Four. We were supposed to get the cast, and that's next weekend at D23. So we'll actually get the cast revealed next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, like the
okay. So we'll have something to talk about in 2 weeks.
yes. Oh my god, I almost want to be like, we should just live stream it, like watching it and like listening to it and like live stream our reactions to stuff.
I have a big bottle of Jack Daniels here, and you just see me chuck the bottle. If it's someone I don't like, be like, no, that's not who I want to see.
every time they say mutant, Avenger, or oh man, what would be the other one? Or MCU, like you have to take a shot. Like, let's see how fucked up we can get you. It'd be great. So,
You see me on YouTube just kind of laying there. You just see the camera. My wife will angle the camera and be like, look what you did to him. And you just see me on the ground with the cats crawling on me. That's what's going to end up happening.
I'm gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, Cupcake. So, but
no, it's
anyway. You guys really should check out the show if you haven't seen it. Definitely check it out. It's very funny. But if you don't take it, like, for all those people who are like, oh, he's like Hulk-splaining and like it's super feminist, blah blah blah. Like, take it as this: two cousins who are as close as siblings, and how people with siblings kind of just fuck with each other. They just mess with each other, and you know, and they're just dicks to each other. They pick on each other and they joke about it, and then when they need to be like kind of serious, like it's kind of taken with sarcasm and it's laid thick. Definitely check it out, because that's pretty much exactly how this rolls out. I'm really excited to see where the rest of it goes. So
it's, and you know, she even said, a spoiler again, in this current episode, she's like, this isn't going to be a show with all these multiple guest spots. Well, except Bruce, except Abomination, except
Wong. Yeah. She's like, damn it. So I love
they're not
like
taking
they don't
it serious, and
they don't overly use the fourth wall breaks like Deadpool either, which is good. Like it's like the right amount of fourth wall breaks.
Like, I think she breaks the fourth wall maybe twice an episode.
Yeah, 3 times maximum.
Yeah, but it averages about 2, and I think that's fair. That's enough. You know, you let the story play out. She makes her comments, you know, positive, negative, whatever. You know, it's just that right amount to kind of. It's kind of like Zach Morrison Saved by the Bell, you know, where he's like, time out, and then every episode had that time out, and then we always sat there, you know, listening to his words of bullshit, explaining why something's
inner
gonna happen the way
monologue.
it has. And that's the way you basically got to take this. And I like the fact that it's, again, not taking it serious. You know, there's cool parts if you're like watching, like there is a call out to Wolverine in this, and it made me smile from ear to ear. There is, you know, Hulk in space, which that's from the second episode. You know, there's a lot of little seeds being planted in this one, and it seems to be done the right way. And I'm cool with it. It's, you know, I wish they would have done this with other series. I think they could have did this with other series. Maybe not make it as comical, but the formula is there, and I think they're following it the right way.
Yeah, because I think most of it, like when it's not her breaking the fourth wall, is pretty much like like just sweet spot MCU. So, but all right,
just enough, you know. Here's this. Okay.
right. Cool. All right, guys. Well, other than that, for anybody who cares, I ordered a new guitar this week, and hold on, I'm gonna see if I can pull up the picture I have of the guitar case, because it's fucking hilarious, and you guys are gonna be like, wow, it does look like a dick and balls, because it does look like a dick and balls. Hold on, I gotta pull it up out of a chat. Give me 1 second.
Hold on. Oh, guest appearance.
Aww.
This is my buddy. His name is Rory.
All right, here we go.
Oh, are you enjoying the camera? Interesting. Huh?
I think that actually is the first time we've had a cat on the show. Usually it's dogs.
Dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's either my dog or Tim's dog or something. So this one, did that work out? Yeah.
Yep.
So I ordered a Jackson V, and it looks like the case for it looks like a giant cock and balls, right? Like, and so the case came in yesterday. It does actually look like a cock and balls. I picked it up, and it's down in the basement. because the guitar got back ordered, of course. So
Yeah.
yes, Dan, that's the one I was telling you about the other day. But I'm really excited to get it. And when I do get it, I'm going to play songs like Among the Living and I Am the Law on it because they're about comic books. If you guys don't know that, Among the Living is about Captain Trips and from Dark Tower, and I Am the Law obviously is from Judge Dredd and is wicked awesome. So, all right, it's pretty much all I got. I'm gonna go make
I
some
thought you were
dinner.
going to do
'cause
the
I'm
Prey.
Oh yeah, shit, Prey. So, it was so. First off, it's been a long time since I've watched a Predator movie. Secondly, Predator on Hulu, I was like, there's no way this is going to be good. So it's in like French and Indian War era, the Great Plains of the US. And it focuses on this woman who is she's a Native American and she's trying to be a hunter like her brother, and no one's taking her seriously. And I just said I was just like, oh, like that's cool. We get to see her grow up, and she's like whipping hatchets, and it's awesome. And then eventually she figures out she can like tie a rope to it and pull it back off, and then catch it, and then throw it, or pull it back off and just whip it at another tree. And she does this for a while, and she starts like killing rabbits and getting better at hunting. And in the same time, we're watching the Predator kill a snake, and then a rabbit, and then like a coyote, and then a bear. Like he's like progressive, like the Predator is progressively getting to humans, right? And then a bunch of fur trappers show up, and Predator realizes they're more of a threat, so he kills all of them. And the way the movie works out, the way you see her really like pay attention to every detail and use her surroundings, works out for her in the end. But man, it was so good. I was not expecting it to not be good without like more guns, because like Predator movies, you're like, oh man, machine guns everywhere. But yeah, this had like, there's this really funny scene where like all the trappers like shoot their muskets, and then they're all like, and like you can hear them like all like trying to reload, and then they all fire again, and then you hear reload, then you start hearing screams. It was hilarious. So it was very, very good. I really had a lot of fun. I wish it was a little bit longer, because it was only an hour and 45 minutes. But it was very good. And if you have dogs, you may want to not watch this movie with your dogs in the house, because my dogs kept barking at the screen like every 5 seconds, because she has a dog and stuff. So that's my pretty much spoiler-free version. There's some really cool things that I did not talk about in here, and I will just say though, the scene with the bear is so good. It's so good.
Is it better than Hugh Jackman as Wolverine taking on the bear?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you basically you get to see a predator throw down with a bear, like a grizzly. And there is some like real good scenes that come from it. It's real good. You guys need to check it out. So, all right. That's all the time we got today. We'll see everybody later. And like I said, go check out K&J this weekend for their opening. And hope everyone has a great Labor Day. Stay safe. Don't drink too much. Don't drink and drive. Eat a lot of hot dogs. Eat a lot of burgers. Not for me till the following week in Cranberry. And also make sure you pay attention to Labor Day hours. Cranberry is the only store that is actually closed. Elwood's 10 to 1, and then most everybody else is like noon to 5 or 6. So just make sure everybody looks. You can find all those on our website. So I think that's everything.
Should we tell them about the new stuff in the mills?
Oh yeah, shit. Forgot about that. God, so much. This is what happens when I take a week off. Or 2 weeks off, I should say. So yeah, Justin and I spent this week loading about 250 new long boxes into the mills for dollar books. So these are not the same books that were at the waterfront before. These I think only ever actually they were the stuff that we were about to let people shop the warehouse sale before it got canceled. So if you did not get to go to the warehouse sale, so there's at least 200 boxes that have never ever been shopped by anyone until they got to the mills on Tuesday. So go out there, check it out, go hunting. It's a good time. There's a lot of good stuff in there too. So I flipped through and saw some stuff that I wanted. And then I was like, look, it's a Judge Dredd, I Am the Law cover. So, it's awesome. But all right, cool. Yeah, I think I don't think I have anything else now. I think I actually legitimately am done. So all right, everybody, have a great night.